Hi, family. I am Dr. Mo, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist. I want to share something with you that I have come to understand over the last 20 years of me building a service-based business without investors, without a supporting partner supporting me financially, without any traditional bank loans or traditional loans in general. And what has pretty much come to sustain my business is not transactional strategy. It's not the transaction model. It's not the transaction-based idea. It's what I call mission capital. This is what I've come to understand what my business falls under. Is titled mission capital. It's not transaction based. My business is relational based. So when you look at a traditional transactional based business, it's like you have an item, it's a certain dollar amount, you can scale it up, you can scale it down, but this is the product and that's what it is. You buy it one time and then you go about your business, and then like over time this could $2 pen could now be like $45 pen and you scale it up, right? There's really no transformation that takes place in that exchange. With my business, which is a service-based business, one meeting with me could literally shift the trajectory of your entire life. That's very different. That's not scalable energy. That's not hustle culture energy. That's drop in energy. That's slow energy. That is intentional energy. That is non-reactive energy. That's called mission capital. So if I were to take my business and take it to a traditional bank or a traditional organization that will grant loans to small businesses, they will literally say that I am not a risk that they would want to go for. They're like, no, this business doesn't work. Like, I literally have never had a bank give me a loan. I've been in business for 20 years. Never, 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 never. That's just me. Now I have all the documentation, the EIN number, all of that stuff. Moya Body Care has never been gifted the traditional route because what I do is not traditional. It's not scalable. It's not, like you can, foresee A, B, and C. Yes, the business will yield. I've been in business for 20 years and I've been living and I've been traveling. So the business is doing something, but in the system of banks, no. Here is my lesson with that. This is where most practitioners lose it. They feel that because they are not accepted within these parameters, within this system code, that their business is unsustainable, that their business is not a business, that their business is quackery or whatever it may be. Love, I'm here to tell you that is so not the case. That's like saying this duck is not a duck because it can't climb a tree. But you put that duck in water and see what happens. It's a whole different ball game. That's exactly what I had to realize about my business very, very early on. I had people in my own family tell me that I need to go get a job. Why don't you drop this whack business? I've had people say, oh, you still got that little business, even though I've had a storefront for 11 years. Through COVID, still here, still working. It's very interesting what people will introduce into your world when they know you understand your world very clearly. Like very early on, I knew, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is the system that the world operates in. And this is the system that I elected to play within, under this system. So out the back, I knew that everything that I needed is not going to be traditional. It's going to be non-traditional. I already knew it. Now, every now and then I would have a spiral effect, and I would spiral out of control, and I would be like, oh my God, what am I doing? But that's only when I was comparing myself to other motherfuckers who didn't know what they was doing. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that bag of apples. Why? I'll tell you why we do it. We do it because you have taken your eyes off of studying yourself. Anytime I stop studying myself through human design, galactic signature, A Course in Miracles, my natal chart, my solar return chart, numerology. I mean, I can keep going into systems. Once I stopped studying those, I started looking at what everybody else was doing. That's when I started spiraling and trying to compare my business and ... Stay focused on you. Stay focused on your mission capital. I got very clear about what my mission is. And that's when the capital started rolling in. My mission capital looks like this. And I wrote some notes down so I wouldn't forget. My service, my physical service, what I am gifting to you, what you are paying me for. I have mastered that down to a T. I have mastered that down to a point where I can actually teach, train, certify, and credential people. My skill set, my physical body is what brings people in and sells what I offer. I offer transformation that looks peaceful, whole, and honest and trustworthy. Well, I have to look the part. My presence, relationships, and my integrity over time. My services themselves have become my capital. Every session, every client relationship, every practitioner I've trained. This is how my value has moved through my business. Transactional businesses equal exchange-based services. Sacred relational businesses such as mine equal trust-based, continuity-based services. People keep coming back. They keep coming back. When you buy a pen, I mean, you can get a pen anywhere, but what I offer you can't get anywhere. Big difference. Big, big difference. So, what do I want to say about this? I want to say that my experience in business financially, I didn't have any, like, I'm always very clear with this. I'm always very clear with this in regards to how I did it. I literally did it off of my own mission capital. Like, I didn't have any, like, hidden financial support, like any city subsidies or what a lot of entrepreneurs won't tell you is that they are veterans and that they get veteran benefits and that they have a VA loan for their home and that it's paid off and that they get veteran benefits and that they have access to the commissary and so all of their food is discounted and all of their gas is discounted. People won't tell you that. Or if they have, you know, income coming in from a spouse, they won't tell you that. They'll just tell you, oh, I'm on business and, you know, what's happening. No, you got that inventory because that check just came in, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I am waiting for those type of deliveries to hit my bank account. Okay, I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just simply saying it's not trustworthy when people do that. It's misleading. A lot of people have family assistance. A lot of people have homes that were passed down to them from their family. So when you don't have to worry about rent, the hustle looks different. It looks very different when you ain't got to worry about rent to month to month to month. When you have a home and not an apartment. Like, people tend to forget that. Now, there's a whole level of comfort that comes with that. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just simply saying that there are people out there telling you one thing when something else is happening, truthfully. And a lot of people have access to additional funds through other relationships, right? I'm not going to get into that, but there's a whole nother level of income that floats around people who have money, and those who have money, you know what I'm talking about. So don't ever think that people are out here doing the work solely on their own efforts. It's very few people that do that. Very, very few people. I myself do not qualify for any government, city, subsidies or anything like that because I have businesses. So yeah, if you want to be not so trustworthy, I probably could get some subsidies, but I'm not even trying to move like that. And then I don't make enough money to hit the next category of loans, etc., etc. So it's kind of like in this gray area, which has forced me to develop my mission capital, which, by the way, I feel weighs so much more heavier than being handed money. That's just me. Not to say that I won't take it. Like, I totally will take the handout or the gift or the exchange. I am here for it. But when I really think back on it, I don't think I would have come this far if everything was handed to me. I can tell you right now, I wouldn't have come this far. I wouldn't have wrote books. I would not have done classes. I definitely would not have guided GPAC at all. Like, I wouldn't have done any of that. It would have been, my business would look very different. And again, there's nothing wrong with businesses that are not building from their own hands and they have a lot of support. Like, I really do give those individuals a lot of props and a lot of kudos because it's hard out here. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. But I don't want you to make that comparison and beat yourself up, because I used to do that. I used to really, really, really do that. And I had to sit back and really look at the people who were making me feel like crap. And I would have to ask myself, if that person was in my shoes, would they be able to move forward or would they crumble? There's one person that has been kept their whole life that always has something to say about my position. Well, it's different if you've been kept all your life. You have no idea what it means to stand on your own feet and do it yourself. She wouldn't make it. She definitely would not make it. She would crumble. And anytime there's a little bit of additional need on her part, she has an anxiety attack. It's really interesting to watch. It's really interesting to watch. So I always say, do your best not to compare yourself, because you are the best. You are the best version of yourself right now. You are doing the best. I just really want to just tell you that. So when I say mission capital, like my mission capital comes through my business, through booking clients, through teaching, through training, through showing up over and over and over again. That's my mission capital. That's how I make my money, right? And I like it like that, actually. I like it. I had to get to a point to like it, because I didn't always like it. And sometimes I don't always like it. Sometimes I'd be like, I had to get a check and just sit back and chill and not always have to think about how I'm going to continue to bring the money in. You know what I'm saying? So it is a very special place that you have to sit your heart space in to continue to pour into yourself, because it is something that needs to be fed. right? So if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you got to be in it for you and not in it for the money. Because there are many a times where I was like, do I really want this? Is it really worth it? And every single time, it is very much worth it. Very, 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 very much worth it. So, but that's my experience, and that has been my experience. I'm going to share a couple of more notes with you. When your body is the business, such as mine, stress impacts your income. So I do my best to keep my stress level down. Transactional pressures dysregulate service providers. So I do my absolute best, again, to keep my nervous system to a very, very minimal activity. Like, for the most part, I'm normally neutral. And I do that with severe boundaries. I have lovely boundaries to make sure that my nervous system stays peaceful. And relational work requires regulation, not urgency. So I don't offer same day appointments. I don't offer last minute appointments. I can't operate like that. It has to be a plan at least 3 days in advance for my business. Not saying for anybody else, but for me to be of service, it needs to be 3 days or more. What else did I write down? Oh, I did write this down. If you are building slowly, relationally, and without hidden support, you're not behind. You're building something structurally different. I do want to let you know that your structure is different. It's not the same that everybody else is moving through. So you can't compare what you're doing to other people. Can't compare it. And so I'm sharing this because I want practitioners to understand what kind of business they're actually building, and to stop measuring yourself against models that don't apply. Like, the traditional model of business does not apply to alternative businesses like massage, colon therapy, things like that. It does not roll in the same category. So if this resonates with you, if you're like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, like, I want to go more in depth with this, I do offer training for colon therapy and wellness practitioners if you want to train, and or if you're looking to have more of an in-depth conversation. I do offer consultations and a one-on-one mentorship container. So definitely reach out. Let's talk about some things. But I did want to share my awareness and who I am in business and how my business is structured within this world of the do, the be, and you have to keep going to get that bag. My business is actually the opposite. I teach people how to drop the bag, how to let that go, and how to just exist. That's not transactional, that's relational, and the whole entire support and ecosystem around that is very, very different. If you want to know about your mission capital, reach out to me. I am Dr. Mo, and I'm your favorite colon hydrotherapist. And my phone number is 562-682-0818. And my website is Moya, MOYA, bodycare.com. Until then, stay magical.